I mean, that's how the New World Order operates. Everything's through the phone, man. It's just like people are just addicted to it. I mean, the girls, they just go on TikTok and they swipe dopamine kick, dopamine kick, dopamine kick. The reason the U.S. is still sort of standing strong is because of the gun rights. Because they know if they have a full-on attack on us, we have guns. We could retaliate. And that's what the founding fathers, even though they were 300 years ago, they had less technology, they still understood the concepts. It's always been the same. Even in ancient Rome, if you want to be true to yourself, it's going to have to go through a lot of pain because all these people are going to try to take you down. Years, decades. I mean, they had the Club of Rome. You heard of the Club of Rome? All the way down to they have the Bilderberg group and all that, and they have all these just all transitions.
All right, man, what's your name?
Dimitri.
Okay, Dream, where are you from?
I'm from Boston.
Okay, so why are you here in Florida?
I'm here in Florida. I'm basically moving down here. So I just came from Boston, and I'm not really, too fond of the city at the moment. It's not what it used to be. So I've noticed that Florida, down here, it almost feels like the U.S. or Boston 10 years ago when, there was less, bullshit going on. You know what I mean? So.
Right. So in terms of what we just talked about, as far as Florida and the feel of it, it feels more free than Boston?
Definitely feels more free. It feels more true. It just feels like there's just less of that, the energy in the air. It's like that just evil energy, man. It's just like that bad energy, and it's just people just walking around. I remember when I was in Boston, people walking around just they literally look like total robots. I mean, they're like this, they have masks. I mean, they don't really seem like humans anymore. And obviously they're people, but just the way they act, they just don't seem like they've just lost it. They just totally it's weird. I don't know what it is, but.
Yeah, and
the energy here is just way more friendlier. People just, want to have a conversation. It's easier for someone like me to be able to be more successful, especially because, I'm very charismatic. I like to, talk to people and whatnot and, find jobs and look for jobs.
So in Boston, do you find that a lot of people are just not thinking outside of the box? They're just like robots walking around, doing what people are telling them to do, living their lives, and then, doing the same thing over the next day?
Yeah, just no purpose, just following orders without, any, denial or any questioning. And, there's a study they did that 75%, I forget what it was 75% of people will go along with something, even if they don't think it's right, if the authority tells them to do it. And that's a major problem.
Are you referring to the Stanley Milgram experiment?
I'm not sure what it was, but I think my brother told me, and he's pretty credible. So
yeah, 65%. If they perceived that an authority told them to do something, 65% of the initiates would actually kill somebody because somebody that they thought was an authority told them to do it.
Yeah, and it's just human nature. And, as we go along with the generations, humans are getting weaker and weaker and smaller, and almost like aliens, like little grays. And so, we need to start fortifying ourselves and start building ourselves back up to be strong. And people I remember 10 years ago, man, in being in preschool, elementary school, man, people just be nice and kind to everyone, which is fine. But also they don't teach you boundaries. They don't teach you how to carry yourself as a man. They just teach you follow this and that and blah, blah, blah. And, the people that are, strong-minded, they'll go ahead and they'll deny it and they'll basically question it and they'll, be themselves. But then people that just don't have any soul or flavor to themselves, they're just weak-minded, they'll just go along with it and they'll just go in the system, input, output, and they'll just be recycled and just just a slave.
So you just recently graduated from high school, right?
Just graduated a month ago.
Okay, and so what were you seeing in high school? Because we just talked about some things that you were seeing in high school about how some of the kids were acting.
Basically, a lot of the kids, I'd say a lot of them that kind of are like-minded like me, but I mean, even the like-minded people, very few of them even actually express themselves in the class. Basically, they want to have, if you express yourself, they're going to remove you, make an example of you, and then they're going to remove everyone out of it, and then people that are left that don't question, they're the people left in the class. So it's not even a class anymore. It's just just you tell you what to do, and you listen, and you follow orders, and you just do whatever you're told. There's no questioning allowed.
Like a cookie cutter, kind of.
Exactly, yeah. And it's just they've destroyed logic. I mean, there's nothing logical about what they say, and a lot of kids will laugh, but it's serious.
And there was a particular kind of ideology that you were saying, little girls were turning.
I mean, so obviously there's the LGBTQ. I mean, in the high school in Newton North, you have LGBTQ signs everywhere. It's literally in your face everywhere. You can't get away from it. And I mean, there's 14-year-old girls becoming lesbians at such a young age before they can even decide what they want, and just kind of and they'll be sleeping with 20 guys by the time they're 16. I know some of them. And you know what I mean? And their souls are just destroyed at such a young age for the rest of their life, And so, and they'll just want to pull people into that whole thing too. You know what I mean? It's just like the bring someone down mindset. And like literally, I think like 60% of the girls I feel like were lesbians. I'm not gonna lie.
Was there like a transgender thing going on too?
Transgender thing, but that's just a little smaller. But definitely like all the girls are lesbians. You know what I mean? Like all of them. So
From your time, just like in elementary school, grade school, and high school, did you see like was there a major shift? Like, because when we grew up in high school, nobody ever talked about, oh, I feel like a girl today, I feel like a boy today.
I noticed that they started introducing the iPads as like a thing you use when I was in the 6th grade. Like instead of like notebooks, once they took the notebooks away and they started giving you iPads, that's when I saw a dramatic change around the 6th grade. Before that, there was kind of a little there, but when they got those iPads in, man, like that's when everyone started just like becoming, like the way they are now. And I've noticed that, that's how the New World Order operates. They want, through your phone, they track you, spy on you. They basically, everything's through the phone, man. It's just like people are just addicted to it. The girls, they just go on TikTok and they swipe dopamine kick, dopamine kick, dopamine kick. And they don't realize, like, hey, there's spirit in life. There's things like, there's a whole profound world out there, and like, there's all these, things around them. They don't even like pay attention. They're just like they're gonna wake up and they're gonna die one day. Like, what did I even live for?
18 years old, from Boston. Look, Trisha's got her jaws hanging open. 18 years old, from Boston, got his finger on the pulse of what's going on, talking about the New World Order and the ideology that's being spread in high school. Crazy stuff. Okay, so there's a marked freedom in Florida over what you've seen or what you've experienced in Boston.
Absolutely, but so we see like Britain 10 years ago, right? Is like Boston now. And in Britain now is going to be like Boston in Boston to be like that in 5 years. So like every 5 years, we have to stop this, like nip it in the bud, because we're all the states are slowly transitioning. It's like a big, like ball just consuming. It's liberal is just consuming the whole country. So it's just spreading out. They want to corner us in like places like Florida and Texas. You know what I mean? Even Texas. The Austin is bad. So you have so many places. There's only a few places to go now. Like Miami is like. It's like one of the only places down here in Naples, I have some relatives in Dallas. So like, all these great cities like LA where you can move and have fun, like it's no appeal. New York, no appeal. It's just sad. It's hard to have success as someone that's just true to themselves, because a lot of the weak-minded people, they're strengthened by the audacity of things they do. Like, you know what I mean? Just go through and do and say whatever they want, just grab and take it, like disrespectful.
The more outrageous, the better.
I've had a job, you know what I mean? So they basically just go spread lies about you. And I have one hand tied behind my back because I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's hard because, the strong-minded people are weakened by just trying to be true to themselves and honest and wise. But all the weak-minded people, that also comes from self-hate, I feel like. They just want to, go around, spread lies and all this drama. But meanwhile, there's a whole world out here, you know what I mean? And there's all these profound things, and we can learn and we can be happy. And, I'm so happy I'm out of there because I just feel like a big giant just picked me up out of the prison and just put me in this paradise in Florida. You know what I mean?
So let's talk about an issue of freedom. Okay, Joe Biden wants to ban AK-47s, AR-15s, high-capacity magazines because he feels like that's going to end what he calls gun violence. What do you feel like? The Second Amendment, real quick. The well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Do you think that they should vilify AR-15s and AK-47s and criminalize those who possess them?
Well, I'll say this. So basically, the reason the U.S. is still standing strong is because of the gun rights. Because they know if they have a full-on attack on us, we have guns. We could retaliate. And that's what the founding fathers, even though they were 300 years ago, they had less technology, they still understood the concepts. It's always been the same. Even in ancient Rome. The government got destroyed by itself. You know what I mean? So it's always been this way. It's just generations repeating themselves, and we need to stop. We need to finally reach that point where we're we put that notch in, that little gear in. So basically we can't go back down from there. We do get to that point where we don't have to have repeating these mistakes all the time.
So you're of the mind that shall not be infringed means shall not be infringed.
Yeah, we should have our guns. And if you look at South Africa, I was looking at videos. These people got guns trying to defend their neighborhoods from people attacking. All these people that are attacking, mind is just gone. They have nothing to live for, and they just want to take everyone else down with them. It's a whole mindset, and it's always been a bad thing. And so if you want to be true to yourself, it's gonna have to go through a lot of pain because all these people are gonna try to take you down. And so, but if you stay true to yourself and you just do what you have to do, eventually you'll break through and you'll have a good life. So you have to pass up all these people.
What would you say to somebody who says you don't need an AK-47, you don't need an AR-15, you don't need 30 rounds? What would you say to somebody who says that?
You don't need a car. Why do you need the car to drive? You could hit somebody and die. You could kill yourself. You don't. What do you need?
In other words,
it's logic.
Yeah. In other words, it's none of your business what I have. It's none of my business what you do.
People say, "Oh, I have a gun." Like, "Oh, you have a gun." Like, "Oh, this guy." Like, it's those people are like the ones that like their eyes go like this. It's like their spirit is like, you know, their eyes like that. Like their spirit's gone. Man.
When the government fears the people, there is liberty. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny.
Exactly.
Dude, it's great talking to you, man. You're like a breath of fresh air coming out of Boston, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you know, there are people up there, but you know, people aren't afraid to say what they mean, you know, so you know, all the people that are moving down here and then they end up, you know, percentage-wise taking over everybody, and because everyone's good is moving down here, so just the percentage of liberalism just goes up, and then you're down here, and then basically that place is just taken, then they're going to look to move attack us next, so it's just like it's a big, like, multi-step plan planned out for, I mean, years, decades. I mean, they have the Club of Rome. You heard of the Club of Rome? All the way down to like they have the Bilderberg Group and all that, and they have all these it's just all transitions.
Okay, I got to ask you. Have you heard about the Great Reset?
Yeah, I heard about the Great Reset.
World Economic Forum.
Yeah, they have the Davos Group, which is actually my last name. My last name is Davos, which is funny because that's why I've actually been to Switzerland, and like, you know what I mean. So yeah, it's just crazy. They have the Davos.
What do you think about what's your understanding of the Great Reset, Fourth Industrial Revolution, World Economic Forum ideology?
Say that one more time.
The World Economic Forum that met in Davos under Klaus Schwab, and they got the Great Reset, the Fourth Industrial Revolution. What is your understanding of what the Great Reset is?
Well, they want to transition. They say the people like at the very top that are trying to orchestrate this are saying, we want to transition to robots. We want to be perfect. This strive to be perfect, that is literally inherently evil itself, because it'll never happen. And basically, they want to, you know, get the population down. Basically, the devil wants to, you know, half the world to kill the other half of the world, and that half of the world to kill the other half of the world, and all of a sudden you're down to two people, and that one guy to kill the other guy, and then the other guy to kill himself. And then all of a sudden he wants humanity destroyed. So this is so fragile. It's so dangerous. It's happening so fast.
Actually, you put that very well. That is the ideology of the Great Reset and the World Economic Forum, because
they slowly whittle down humanity. They want to dehumanize us. They want to degenerate us. I mean, all the way from like a little small vapor pen, degenerating you to, you know,
explain about the vape.
Oh yeah, so everybody has it. From like 13.
Did you ever get into that?
I mean, I had it a little bit. I started doing a little. I smoke cigars because it's just a natural tobacco, which, you know, it's not that bad. But the vapes are horrible. You know, you don't know what they put in them. I mean, it's like the same stuff. It's like heroin, man. It's nicotine is more addictive than heroin, they say. You know, they put all kind of shit in heroin that's like, you know, battery acid. Same thing with the jewels. You don't know what's gonna be putting in it. You know, well, the weed, they get the people that sell the carts like off the street. They put all kind of stuff in it, and people don't even know. I smoke weed, but I was smoking weed, right? I had someone sell me an ounce of weed. Little that I know, it had fentanyl in it. 3 months later, I found out it had fentanyl. I'm like, no wonder I was getting so crazy with my eyes so red, because it had fentanyl in it. And I was smoking fentanyl for like a month off this ounce of weed. I'm like, it was like the best weed. I thought it was the best weed I ever had in my life, but really I didn't know, because I found out later that someone told me, oh, that weed that had fentanyl in it, by the way.
Well, we segued a little bit, but you were getting to the fact the World Economic Forum is laying down all these ideologies, and people are just picking up without thinking. They're starting to vape. They're starting to, you know, get on the iPad and starting to, you know.
All the little things that people don't understand are just like this. It's just like TikTok. It's the same concept. These little short videos are just making people stupid. The attention span is just being destroyed. And so, you know, people can't even sit in a class anymore and listen to a whole like seminar and learn, because they have TikTok. I'd rather just pull out TikTok and swipe and these little dumb videos and be lost in the sauce.
So are you influenced by mainstream media? Do you watch mainstream media at all?
I don't, you know, I've never watched the news. You know, I always told people, like, I don't know why I watch the news. It's almost like back then, like they say, like, people that say that watch the news that are so indoctrinated into say, oh, you back then people that would just listen to the Pope and just listen to everything they say, but you're the same thing. You're doing what they said that all the people back then shouldn't be doing, just listen to the religion and Christianity, all that. But really, like, you're doing the same thing. You're being a hypocrite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mainstream media is the new religion, the propaganda.
Religion, yeah, and it's like you tune in at this time and listen to, you know, what these people say, and, you know, without question, and it's so heavily censored that honestly, I didn't know. I would look at, like, when I was a kid, I look at the dollar bill and look at the Illuminati, says New World Order. I'm like, oh, what does this really mean? It's kind of funny. Then as I get older, I slowly learn And like it's just like every year that goes by, I just feel like I know more. I just know more about the meaning of life, and that's what I'm trying to know. So it's just like,
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Great talking to you. You're 18. You got wisdom beyond your years, man. Awesome.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
so much.
Give me a hug, man. This guy's awesome, man.